All In is tomorrow night, one of the biggest shows, at least for an independent, in a long time. Over 10,000 people will be at this event, even more than that, but it's big for a lot of reasons, and we'll get to that in a second, in a few minutes actually, but we'll get towards the pre-show ones first. Of course, the pre-show matches will be on WGN for the 0 hour show. First off, the Briscoes face SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky in a tag match. Excuse me. It's an interesting match. I don't really know what with this one. A lot of these are going to be interesting picks. I don't really know on some of these, but especially some of these are happening because some of the people, which we'll get to later, are in the Mae Young Classic. Some of them are rumored to be signed for WWE and stuff like that. But it'll be interesting to see some of these matches first with the Briscoes and the SoCal. I'm gonna go with the Briscoes just because of continuity. They've been on a roll for a while, and I'll pick the Briscoes here. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The over-budget Battle Royal, where the winner will face the Ring of Honor champion Jay Lethal later in the night. And this is not all the participants. This is just a list that I have so far. So Jordan Grace, Moose, Rocky Romero, Colt Cabana, Ethan Page. I'll ego Ethan Page, by the way. Speaking of the Machine, Brian Cage, who's the current X Division champion. Billy Gunn, which is a name I did not think would be on the show, but there he is. Jimmy Jacobs, Marco Stunt, Brandon Cutler, and Punishment Martinez, one of the former Ring of Honor tag champs, but I guess he's the current television champ as well. The six-man actually was the former there. And there's 4 names I'm missing here, so maybe there'll be surprises. So I will say one of the surprises may be the winner here, but out of the list here, I'm going to pick either Cage, Moose, Jimmy Jacobs as the dark horse, Billy Gunn is the emotional favorite, and Cabana is a wild card. Because of a Battle Royal, you can't really predict one person to win it. Sometimes you can, but not really. We go to the main matches now, as Kenny Omega, the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion, faces Pentagon Jr. In a non-title match, because I guess they couldn't have gotten the IWGP title rights, but they have $2 matches on this card. So this will be a non-title affair, but if Pentagon wins, expect this to be a future IWGP title match down the line. Of course, Pentagon Jr., Pentagon Dark, and Lucha Underground. Pentagon Jr. in Impact, former Impact champion, former Lucha Underground champion. Actually, as of this season, currently still the Lucha Underground champion. So I don't want to go into spoilers there, even though I technically already did. I don't know with this one, especially since, of course, the Young Bucks, Cody, Marty Scurll, the Elite, have been a part of this card, have made this card possible. They literally bet on themselves to make this happen, and it's paid off. It's going to be a great match. This may steal the show, to be honest. This match could be the match of the year candidate, honestly. But I will go with Omega just because the Elite are booking this show, so one of them have to win eventually. So I will go with Omega, but will not be surprised if Pentagon wins. One thing to look forward to in this match, though, will Pentagon break the arm of the IWGP Heavyweight Champion? I say yes, but I don't know for sure. In a 4-way match, this is an interesting match because of circumstances that happened recently. Madison Rayne, one of the new people in the Mae Young Classic, in a 4-way faces Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, formerly known as Laurel Van Ness, versus the Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion, Tessa Blanchard in a non-title affair. Tessa recently won the title last night at one of their, like, I guess TNA's pay-per-view shows now. Once a month. It's not one night onlys anymore. It's just shows, which is great. It's what it used to be, and it's wonderful. Of course, Rain had this booking before the Mae Young Classic, so that's why she's being part of it. WWE is generous enough to let them do their indie dates before coming in. Especially since the Mae Young Classic technically begins before this happens. Or actually after, depending on what you look at the tapings. But I don't know on this one. I really don't. Fuck it, I'll just go with Tessa. Just because she's on a roll right now. Of course, Jay Lethal will face the winner of the over budget Battle Royal winner for the Ring of Honor title. So there's possibilities here. I can't really speculate on who wins. I will put some options out there. If it's Moose, Lethal will retain. If it's Rocky Romero, Lethal will retain. If it's Jordynne Grace, which would be the first intergender championship match for the Ring of Honor title in history, Lethal will retain. If it's even Paige, Lethal will retain. If it's Cage, Cage might win it. If it's Billy Gunn, Billy might pull up the upset. If it's Jimmy Jacobs, Lethal will win. If it's Marco Stunt, Lethal will win. If it's Brandon Cutler, Lethal will win. If it's Punishment Martinez, which would be the first time in a while that the television champion faces the Ring of Honor champion, Punishment might pull up the upset there. In an interesting match, Christopher Daniels faces Stephen Amell, the Arrow. And of course he's in this because Cody's his boy. But it's a very interesting match here. I'm going to go with Daniels because of the experience factor, but I will not be surprised if Amell somehow gets up the huge upset here. Next up, the Lucha Libre Dream Team a little bit here. Rey Mysterio, Phoenix, and Bandito Fio Rossi will face the Golden Elite, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Kota Ibushi, which is a hell of a team right there. But I really don't know in this one. I really don't. This could go either way, but I'm going to pick Ray to pick it up. I will not be surprised if the Elite win, but I'm going to go with Ray's team here. Next up, Joey Janela with Penelope Ford versus Hangman Page. Janela's been great over the past few years, especially with his spring break events, where he's faced some of the craziest people in matches. I will go with Janela, just because I want to see it happen, but I won't be surprised if Page wins here. And with that, we'll go to our final two matches after this.